Here we go. Alrighty. So,
Calling the Historic Preservation Commission meeting to order. I'm Nancy Diver,
Pro temp.
pro temp.
I'm Lori Lococo.
Sorry.
Khaled Sabri.
and then if you want to
We
just say your
have
name.
Jennifer Stoltz.
Welcome.
Jennifer with us. First order, any public comments? Jennifer, is that where?
Yes, her house is on the
One of the-
agenda
okay.
for the awards, so that's why Jennifer's here today.
No public comments. Approval of the minutes from November 7th.
I make a motion that we approve that minute as written. I received a copy of it, so we should be good with that.
All right, I'll second that.
I think actually you can't
I
second.
can't because I.
Yeah, I can second that.
Great.
Same with the minutes from January 2nd. We need approval of those.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of January 2nd, 2025 as written.
I'll second that.
Okay, moving on to old business. We have approval of the Historic Preservation Awards plaque.
I have some examples for us to look at today. At our last meeting, we talked about the wording and the fonts and colors and things. So the last things to decide is just the size. We have a 12 by 7 inch and a 10 by 6 inch. So I printed these out as examples. And also, I have a little field trip set up. If you'd like to follow me out into the room, yeah, you could come too. So what I've done here is I have put the plaques up on the wall over here. The standard typical residential setback is 30 feet. So we measured it out this morning. If you stand right here, this is 30 feet. So you can kind of get an idea of what it would look like from the street, if that helps you make a decision about size.
So there will be like a bronze type of or similar color.
So it's aluminum, so it would be these colors if we chose the aluminum.
I think the bigger size
I like
makes
the
more
larger,
sense.
yes. Even when you were holding it in there, I like
Yeah.
the larger one.
But they're identical, but bigger size makes bigger.
Yes.
I mean, to read from the street, I think
Sure.
that would be more appropriate, I will say.
Great.
Yeah?
All right, yeah, well, we can
Okay.
head on back in and. Yeah. Thank you
That's
for
it.
humoring me.
That's a good way of looking at it, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes when you're just looking at the table.
Okay. The award itself, are we done discussing the plaque? We've pretty much decided the larger one.
yeah,
Do we
we'll need to take a vote.
on that? Do we have enough people to?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So someone will need to make a motion.
I can,
That's your job tonight.
I'm good at making motions. Okay, so I will say that I make a motion for the approval of Historic Preservation Award plaque to that,
Yeah,
that houses, the plaque size would be 12-inch by 7-inch.
I'd like to second that.
Great.
All in favor?
Yep, can we do a voice vote, please?
Aye.
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 Excellent.
All right, it passes. Terrific. Moving on to approving the Historic Preservation Award.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so tonight we can decide on our winners. There's no cap. If you like all of the applications, you can approve all of them. You can approve none of them. Totally up to you. So don't feel like you need to compare them with
I thought
each other.
We have two applications, I
Yes,
believe.
we have two applications.
And,
Pressure because I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
oh, that's what,
Very intimidating.
yes, I have reviewed both of them, and I'm in a favor of passing. Actually, we want to do one at a time, or we can do both.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Let's do
Okay.
each one at a time.
Would you call out the address, whatever the address
Sure.
would be, so we can,
Let's start with 828 South Harvard. That's Ms.
She's
Stoltz's
here.
house.
Yeah.
Do we have any comments about this application?
I appreciate you adding additional information to it. I thought it just.
I had no idea what to do, so she was so helpful. Thank you.
No, it was really, it's nice to know background behind it more than just
It
a
is so,
date
it is
or-
so cool.
It's interesting,
It is,
isn't it?
because when I bought the house, I was 24, and you don't think about that. And then
No.
you realize there's this huge history behind it. It becomes more serious. Sorry, I'll
No,
digress.
no, yeah, you're all
good.
good.
You
That's
speak
good.
all you like.
No, I think-
This is your.
I don't
this is your-
want people to stay later at work, so.
No. I have reviewed the application and I think it's excellent. You did a beautiful job. I will suggest that perhaps when you get the award, perhaps we can go and take a look at your house.
So am I getting the award?
You will be, but not tonight.
I'm a comedian, sorry.
Yeah. Well, you have to approve the award.
Am I allowed to make that motion?
I made,
Or-
I don't think you can make
Okay,
any
no,
I
motions
can't.
I
or
may,
figure
I
Figure
will
the
make the
motion
motion
out
to
tonight.
approve the application for this address.
828 South Harvard.
828 South Harvard. They have done a beautiful job, and I will say that they deserve that.
Woohoo! Sorry.
I'd like to second that motion.
Yay!
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right?
All right, that passes.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
This
Very
is very nice.
Congratulations.
It's very nice. Congratulations. You did a very nice job on this. Yeah. And,
Do we know what name is gonna go on that plaque?
Yeah, so I think that it should be Shively. I think they were the original
Based on
owners.
here, okay.
And then they also created the subdivision. So
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of history there specifically with that family.
Sure, okay.
So it will call Shively Villa then? Or just?
Yeah, Shively Villa is the name of the subdivision. So I think it would just be like the Shively house.
Okay. We also call Villa at the house too, you know. that.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're good with this one?
All right.
Right.
Yeah, we're ready to
Yeah.
move on. 437 South Michigan.
I think we need a discussion on that or anything that you
Yeah, I
want?
don't know about.
I don't know, you know what, he sent me more information, can you believe it? That's-
Yeah, is there anything that
He has
else that you
done
want to
quite
share?
he has
she's
done
a book.
a intensive
Yes.
research on
Oh,
this.
this became like a rabbit hole that went really far down there. He says, if our house comes up for debate, and as I explained last time, although the house wasn't built till 1926, Arthur Krugel purchased the parcel in October 1918, and the land was first taxed 1919, so should be called the Krugel House. I mean,
Okay.
that was kind of his argument,
Mhm.
even though there wasn't a house there till 26. Okay, so I don't know if that was still up for question what the actual name of the house was. So
I mean, he has done, he was here before,
that's fine. Yeah.
prior meeting. He has done an excellent job preparing, getting the documents and everything else. And by looking at the application, I don't see anything that we cannot approve this. So I'll make a favor that we should approve this house as well, which is 437 South Michigan Avenue. I don't know what their names are going to be, so do we pick the name for, with what the plaque is going to be,
No, I
or?
had just said that, sorry.
Yeah,
It'll be the Krugel House.
It'll be the Krug-
K-R-U, I think it's two Gs, E-L.
okay, that's what they're
Yeah,
requesting?
for the
it?
original owner.
That's the original owner and owner of the land. So,
So be a Kruger House, or
Well,
just
just-
Kruger?
Krugel House,
Okay.
just
Yes.
like the other ones say house on them, on the name.
Any discussion you guys want, or just,
No, just
we good?
Yeah.
great job.
So I will make a motion that we should approve this house as well. And
I was waiting to make sure you were done. I can second that.
All right, all in favor?
aye.
Aye. I guess I have to vote.
Yeah.
I vote. All right, that passes as well. 437 South Michigan is also receiving the Historic Preservation Award. Okay,
All right.
congratulations.
You too.
Thank you.
That's
So,
exciting.
moving on, new business. Anybody have new business?
I mentioned this before the meeting, so the, Historical Museum usually has a window display dedicated to the Preservation Awards.
Oh, really? Wow.
Now, we just cleared it out because a lot of it is older and fading, but we talked about updating it, so if we get pictures from the actual award ceremony when you get the awards, I would ask permission from each of the houses that are being awarded, if they would be okay with having it in the window, or if they would prefer not to, that's okay too. We're just redesigning the display, so consider that.
Good idea.
Yeah. I don't see why not. I don't see why we would object, but,
Not everybody wants the picture
right,
in
right.
the window.
Just a question. How long will it take to get the plaque? Pretty much. It's,
She said it takes about 2 to 3 weeks after we order
2
it.
to 3 weeks. Okay, so when we will be giving, when
Is
we
it usually
presenting?
during
Yeah, so-
Preservation Month?
The timeline that we've got set out is that award selection is tonight, which we've done, yay. And then the proclamation, the announcements of the awards will be on April 28th. And then the award presentation will be at May 12th. And those are both village board meetings.
Okay.
So the biggest difference in them, I remember the old one, so it says the year at the top versus the big year. So it's more
Yeah.
focused on the name of the
Yeah.
house. My husband was asking, I was
Yes.
texting him, he's like, oh, it's not going to have 1929 on it? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I think it is.
One of the
but-
comments that we actually got was that having the year in the center was getting confused for the house number.
Yes.
So like UPS or
Yeah.
Amazon
Yeah.
was really
I'll take a picture of that if
having
that's
a hard
Yes,
time,
yes.
so we
Thank
needed to
you.
make that
This was
smaller.
the discussion that we had in previous meetings.
That makes sense.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So April 6th it's announced, May 12th is the ceremony,
April 28th, it's announced.
April 28th.
Mhm.
Okay.
I hope I'm in town.
Yeah, I was just
You'll
looking
email
at my
about that?
calendar.
Yes, yeah, I'll email you.
Any other
Okay.
new business?
I don't have anything on my on my agenda for this.
Can I ask another dumb question? How is it our responsibility to adhere the plaque? Like, cause it's it's a brick house, so I have no idea how to put metal on brick.
I believe that the plaques come with a kit
Okay.
to attach it to your house.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it'll be brick ready.
I
My
believe
husband can
so.
help you because he's got a tool that can go into, drills into
Okay.
brick specifically and then can put some type of.
Okay.
So if we're doing ours, we can run down and
You have
do
the
Yeah.
brick
brick at
house
the
too.
same
Yeah,
time.
okay. Thank you. That's
So-
so nice of you. Thank you so much.
Now,
All right.
I had that thing I emailed to you, and I don't know if it's something I can bring
Yes,
up,
you
or
can absolutely bring it
Okay.
up. We
It's-
can't
yeah.
vote or
That's okay.
anything, but you can
That's
definitely
okay.
talk about it.
This is, I am longtime friends with the Boyd family, who excuse me, have a family home on Colbert in Villa Park. And their father, Ginny and Barbie, their dad, built this house and planted the trees, planted the shrubs and everything like that. Both parents have passed away. They want to keep the house. It's dated. They decided it would be much more efficient to redo the house, or just rebuild the house. And actually, then they learned if they had kept even one wall, it would have been considered a renovation, not a new home. So some of the things that they're running into maybe wouldn't have applied, but now are applying. They are just trying every avenue they can think of to plead their case about the shrubs and trees that are around the perimeter and where they fall, and the requirement that you need a sidewalk and that type of thing. So I asked Jenny to write up something. I was there for the demolition. It was really fascinating. But I asked her to just write up something about the house, something about the land. And I think they're just trying all avenues to see if the committee would make a recommendation to the village, or have any thoughts on preserving the landscape. It's not so much the structure, because the structure's gone, although they are building, and when you look at their plans, it is like identical to what's going in, what there was. It's just
What they're building
what
on
they're
top.
building looks nearly identical to what used to be there. So they're really just hoping to keep the whole area and the whole neighborhood looking the way it was, and they're running into some problems with that, with public works and where the lines are and things like that. So this is just info to read, and if we want to talk about it next time, or if anybody feels inclined to
So,
talk to the village on their own, or just, we don't necessarily have to discuss it now, but it's just information. I think they're just trying to reach out for historic preservation of the area and see if the commission would, kind of make a recommendation or give their thoughts to the village when they go in for their permit, or to go in for a variance, or whatever they're gonna try to do to keep some of these bushes.
if I may, you done?
Yeah.
Okay. If I may, the only asking for is just the landscaping part of it? Preservation,
Right.
or some trees or shrubs, or what are they, what
When
are
you
they?
read,
Yeah.
it's kind of both, but the sidewalk needs to fall
Mm-hmm.
right where these shrubs are. And from a common sense standpoint, given the 20 feet in front of it, you would think that in order to preserve that, you could move the sidewalk forward, or, the requirement now is, right now, there are no sidewalks. But moving forward, anything that is new requires a sidewalk, so that eventually, over many, many years, as things develop or change, the sidewalks all connect, and then the neighborhood has a bunch of sidewalks. Right now, it would connect to nothing on both sides of the corner. So you're not trying to meet up with anything right now.
So their concern is pretty much they just want to have the look of the property as
Is.
is. So instead of conforming with the new rules and regulations that required the sidewalks and some of these other
They're willing to put the sidewalks in.
They are willing.
They just want to put them in without disturbing the shrubbery.
Okay.
So, because that is a requirement. So if you, we don't even have to talk about it if we want to read about it. They put a lot of work into their,
Yeah. No, just for the
display.
just for my understanding, it looks nice. I mean, whatever they have done, I mean, they kept everything pretty much.
This is a
The
great
old-
photo.
yeah.
So, I mean, they want that sidewalk right on this shrub line.
Okay.
And instead of,
So
4
they-
feet in front, you could certainly put it 4 feet in front. I don't know what the argument is for not, aside from
I think
Public
we
Works.
have to work with the Public Works and see what the setback would be and so forth, if it's gonna be conforming with the village rules are.
But there's
but-
rules and there's variances, so
Right,
I think
right.
that,
Oh, definitely,
You know.
we can definitely look into that, so if.
I would just appreciate everybody, and I know they would appreciate, they both live in California, right? So even though they own this
Oh,
home, they
okay.
do not live locally. And I said that I was on this commission and that I would go to bat for them, you know. It's one of several avenues they're exploring to try to get some
With
type of
their,
variance.
with their permission, would that be okay if I go over there and kind of review what it is right now?
Sure,
and then
I
we could,
think
yeah.
it's all fenced off, though it might be hard for you to see because
Oh, these are the
it's
older
a
pictures?
construction
Okay, okay,
site now, yeah, this house is gone,
okay.
and it's a hole in the ground till things thaw a bit. But all the landscape is still there, you certainly can see
Okay,
that part of
okay,
it, but the
okay.
home is no longer there.
So it's under construction then, okay.
Right, but you're certainly welcome to go see it.
All right, like, that's
The
all I have.
pictures they
yeah.
have, I mean, it does not look like that anymore, because the house is no longer there.
Okay.
I would like to read more into this,
Yeah.
and I'm willing to, I understand wanting to keep things the way that they are.
Well, and I feel like if Villa Park is gonna call themselves a garden village, and then, there's gotta be something to say
Sure.
about that too, so.
Um,
But anyway, thank you on behalf of them for even reading it, considering
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
looking at it,
Oh.
so.
I certainly understand that. When I bought my house, my father and I, we planted some bushes outside. And after 30 years, they are not there, so I have to really take them out. And I was saddened by that my dad, he's no longer here, but, this was his memory. But we still have pictures and so forth. That was my concern and question, that what they wanted to do. That's the reason I'm asking more questions, that what's their most desire, what they're trying to achieve, if they want to achieve the looks of it, or they have any sentimental value to some of the trees and so forth, that they want to have that also grandfathered in.
I think they're trying to preserve the natural, the way it is now from a landscape point of view. And they are willing to, agree to the new requirements of sidewalks and other requirements that they've been told they have to meet through codes and everything. I think they are not asking for anything, unreasonable or not do something. They just are looking to try to
Okay.
do what makes the most common sense for them, from their standpoint. So thanks for reading it,
Definitely,
though.
of
Did you
course, I
want
will,
any?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, could I have
Did
a
you want
copy?
one? Or just
Thank
want-
Give one
are
to
you-
Mark as
Mark?
well, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know that I had mentioned his name to them.
Michelle,
One
no.
extra one. I wanna bring it to the museum for the board to look at,
Oh, sure.
because I'm almost positive they know the Boyds as well. And
Yeah.
more hands, whatever. we can
Sure.
do. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Can I ask a question about the ward in general? Like, if you get the historic, are there limitations on things that you can do to your house or anything like that?
There are not.
Okay.
It's honorary, it's not
Okay, I just wanted to make
something
sure.
that will
Yeah.
affect your.
Okay, good. Thank you.
we're not
I didn't
gonna
want,
come
like, I
rip
didn't
it
want
off when
Yeah.
you-
like, when you talk about, like, the red tape and all that stuff that you were just talking about, the things that you have to, abide by. I didn't know if there was additional rules for historic houses, so thank you. Okay.
So, the plaque stays with the house.
Yes, yes. That'd be funny to take it with you.
All people have, from what I hear.
Really?
So-
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Oh, people are mad. Sorry.
There's many different ways, so that's one of the things we discussed, that the plaque stays with the
That's
house.
so funny. Okay.
It's, the house is getting the plaque.
Seems common sense, right?
Alrighty, moving on. Any other new business? Anybody? Commissioners' comments?
I'm good. I think we are, this is my, this is my first term. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm looking forward to seeing more things described as what we are seeing. Like you mentioned, the Villa Park as a garden town. I think that really makes sense, and we should more look into that. That whatever you're suggesting, we should preserve that.
I have a comment on that, just in general. The prairie path, you hit Villa Park and boom, there's no trees. The prairie path, it's barely any. So you hit the garden village and then it's all grass. I live on the prairie path, sorry. I'm always on my bike. You get what I'm saying, like to her point with the garden village.
Or perhaps we can forward some of your concerns to
Oh, it's not a concern, it's just, you just wish there was more.
the more trees.
There's a lot of
and
grass, there's a lot of grass.
more trees and perhaps more flowers and more
Yeah.
things that people can walk around. So
Yeah.
it is part of the discussion in the different meetings, but
Yeah.
hopefully
It looks beautiful though, but.
I do have a question. That spreadsheet that went out about the existing
Yes.
plaques, and wasn't there a line for how many were actually displayed, or were we? I can't remember where we ended up with that. Were we going to try to promote displaying those, or finding out if
Yes.
somebody's like walked off or needs another one, or do you know where we're at with that?
Wasn't one of the commissioners, he wrote a letter about homes that were previously plaqued, but the plaque is invisible, to send out to the homeowners to see, do you still have the plaque, do you need a new one? You
Has
know what I
that been
mean?
done? Do you know?
So
I'm not sure.
the last meeting I was at, so the meeting before this one, or the meeting before that one.
we discussed
Probably
it.
November.
We discussed it,
Yes.
but then I think we were gonna come back to it. But if they're not here today, we can,
If
I can
may-
check on that.
Yeah,
I'll see if
I
the
may
letters got
recall,
sent.
the discussion was that that we can reach out to some of those.
yeah, I think the village was gonna do it.
Yes,
I
they
think
were
he
gonna
just
replace,
formulated a
yeah.
letter, yeah.
You know, after we decide that which plaque and we were willing to replace those at our cost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious where we're with that. So that's really my only comment or question. So, Chairman?
All right.
I don't think I
You're-
have anything
you're
today,
chairman
I'm so
today.
sorry.
You carrying
Chairman
today.
Pro Tem, no comment, that was my comment. Anything else? Anybody? And I just need someone to move to adjourn.
I can make a
I second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
You're so funny. You're saving
All right.
you're saving your last.
It is 6:35 and our meeting is adjourned.